Western Australia has recorded another 213 locally acquired cases of COVID-19 as new health restrictions aimed at curbing the spread of the virus kick in. Key points: more COVID-19 cases are expected in WA's remote Mantamarru community. More COVID-19 cases are expected in WA's remote Mantamarru community. The state has adopted capacity limits and expanded mask-wearing rules. The state has adopted capacity limits and expanded mask-wearing rules. The CEO of Qantas says it is struggling to meet WA's March 3 reopening. The result comes after 5,800 PCR tests were conducted yesterday, while 11 cases related to inbound travel were also recorded. In WA, just 2 people remain in hospital with COVID-19, with nobody in ICU. It coincides with a range of new restrictions taking effect this morning, including capacity limits for much of the state and a mask-wearing mandate for indoor public places statewide. Fears over remote community outbreak. Premier Mark McGowan said while there were yet to be more cases recorded in the remote community of Mantamarru, he expected there soon would be. 2 people in the community in the Nganyat lands, on the edge of the Gibson Desert, tested positive for COVID-19 at the weekend. The community, also known as Jameson, is a few hundred kilometres from the Northern Territory and South Australian borders. The Mantamarru community is in lockdown after 2 confirmed COVID-19 cases. Supplied, Explore ounce. Mr. McGowan said the 2 people, who were COVID positive there had used back roads to enter the state from SA. He said that was in breach of WA's hard border, and the pair had been fined. Remote Aboriginal communities are obviously something we are concerned about, he said. We have various plans in place to manage the situation if there are outbreaks. Basically, we have rules about who can go in, and if there are outbreaks, we basically lock the communities down, require people to quarantine, and if anyone is very unwell, we get them out and get them to hospital. Mr. McGowan said huge efforts had gone into vaccinating Indigenous communities, but it had proved challenging. The fact it's now in one Aboriginal community hopefully will spur action, and more people will get vaccinated, he said. Qantas struggling for March 3 border opening. WA's case numbers are rising as the state prepares to open its borders next Thursday, March 3, a month after it first planned to do so. Quarantine-free travel into WA is set to resume in less than a fortnight. ABC News. Qantas CEO Alan Joyce said his airline was scrambling to be ready in time. I don't know what the extra month has given us in Perth, he told Channel 7. We were planned ready and organised to open up on the 5th of February. Now we're struggling to meet the 3rd of March because we have people on leave who we asked to take leave. It's a very disorderly opening. We'll be putting capacity on, but it could have been done a lot better than this, and it's disappointing we had this wobble for a month. Mr. Joyce said the border announcement on Friday had left too little time for Qantas to schedule as many flights as it would have otherwise. We apologise we won't have as much capacity as we should have had, he said. But this is just because of this late decision, and we will get there. But it's great finally this country is reunited. We're no longer North Korea and South Korea, we have one country again. Mr. McGowan said Mr. Joyce's repeated comparing of WA to North Korea was unfair. Comparing us to North Korea is a bit over the top, he said. A repressive dictatorship that has hundreds of thousands of people, compared with a successful democracy, full of freedoms, and the best economy in the world. I think that's an unfair comparison. Novavax doses now available. Today's cases included 30 people who self-reported positive results from rapid antigen tests. The state is now managing 1,178 active cases of COVID-19. The Novavax COVID-19 vaccine was made available in WA today, with doses available for walk-ins this week only, after which a booking will be needed. Walk-ins are available at Kwinana from Monday to Wednesday, Mirrabooka from Wednesday to Thursday, and the Perth Convention and Exhibition Centre from Thursday to Sunday. The Novavax vaccine will be available in the Goldfields, the Kimberley, and the Pilbara next week. The vaccine is recommended by the TGA to people aged 18 and older and is given in 2 doses a minimum of 3 weeks apart. But it is not currently recommended for use as a 3rd dose. West Australians aged over 16 are now 57.3% triple dosed against COVID-19, while the 12 and older cohort is 95.6% double vaccinated. M to mute, left and right arrows to seek, up and down arrows for volume. Watch 16 minutes 12 seconds 16M. How and when will the COVID pandemic end?